This has to be the year where Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers get past the second round. Get over the hump. No excuses, man. No ifs, ands, or buts. It has to be now. And today I will break down 3 reasons why I believe that this will be the year. But first, welcome in to Philly Take with RB, presented by our great friends at BetUS. I'm RB. You know what to do. Continue to support the coverage. Appreciate every single one of you. You can see Joel Embiid holding a movie clapboard, and that is because that embodies the representation of the 2024-25 season. It is going to be a movie, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the most exciting Sixers season yet. RB of Philly Take with RB is declaring it. So mark it, stamp it, time stamp it, come back to the video. This is going to be the year for the Philadelphia 76ers. Do you agree or disagree with me? How far do you think this team can go this season? Let me know your thoughts down below. We're going to get into 3 reasons why I believe that this year will separate itself from the rest. But first, we got to go give a shout out to BetUS. And because this is going to be the year, we are putting odds on the Sixers, who right now are plus 800 to win the NBA Finals. I think those are great odds. And we're going to pick them to win it. And we're going to put a nice little 20 bomb on, because it is as easy as a few clicks to win 160. I think this will be the year. And right now you can get a 150% deposit match bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000 just by using the code YouTube150. So go over to BetUS, check them out, sign up for an account, and use code YouTube150 to get a 150% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,000. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring the channel. All right, man, we need to talk about this Sixers season because it is going to be an absolute movie. And the first reason that Joel Embiid and the Sixers will be successful is because Joel Embiid finally has 2 reliant co-stars, okay? We can talk about every single year of this guy's career, but I think people are forgetting that last year Joel Embiid was having one of the greatest stretches in NBA history. We were talking in mid-December about this potentially being the best season of all time by any big man. Joel Embiid was playing at that level. He was playing that good. He continues to escalate every single year. And of course, he suffered the injury, which is a huge concern. This team has to stay healthy. It's their number one concern, priority, issue, whatever you want to call it. They have to stay healthy. But Joel Embiid playing at that level, and who knows, maybe he'll even get better as he seems to do year by year. Now with 2 reliant co-stars, with Tyrese Maxey, who went out there in the playoffs and showed you that being an all-star, he has the ability to take over games. Tyrese Maxey lowered his turnovers by a lot last year. Tyrese Maxey upped his scoring average. He continues to add to his arsenal, and he is the perfect co-star for Joel Embiid. Tyrese in that Knicks series showed he can take over. Then you add in Paul George, who I know brings a lot of criticism, and there's a lot on both sides of the equation. But at the end of the day, you need Paul George to be a very good third option. You need him to be better than Tobias Harris, and I am 100% confident that he can do that. They should be able to supply you with at least, at the bare minimum, 80 to 90 points on any given night. They are that good. They are going to be the scariest trio in the NBA, and they are led by Joel Embiid, who is still one of the most dominant players in the game. He doesn't get his respect. He gets talked down on. He's been criticized all summer long. But let me tell you something. When Joel Embiid does win a ring, don't act like you were on the bandwagon all along. This guy is so super talented, and with the right stars around him, he is going to elevate again this coming season. And another reason that he is going to elevate this coming season is because he has the mastermind of Nick Nurse, who obviously brings championship pedigree. Nick Nurse knows what he's doing. Last season, even though the Sixers were going to trade James Harden, they came out of the gate super hot. I mean, what are they, 8-1? And people were excited. Maybe our expectations were a bit heightened, but it was because of the brand of basketball, the style of basketball that this team was playing. And going back to Joel Embiid, his assist number were higher, his rebounds were higher. Joel Embiid played the best basketball he ever did, and every player looked upon themselves to improve in different areas because that is what Nick Nurse demands. He's creative. He's not afraid to try things, even if they don't work. He was throwing a bunch of different defensive schemes out there. This team finally got creative. We can go back to, say, 2018. The Sixers had a good roster, but Jimmy Butler never had the firepower on offense. He never had the responsibility to go out there and be the guy for an extended period of time. Even though JJ Redick and Joel Embiid were a dream dribble handoff combination, it still was not perfected. They had a Brett Brown offense out there, and to be quite frank, Brett Brown was just not too advanced when it came to drawing up game plans and helping the development of some of these guys. And of course, you had liabilities on that team. You also had a bench that really was not that good. However, when it comes down to Nick Nurse, he took players last year and helped them develop. He helped elevate these guys' games, and last year was just the tip of the iceberg. You think in 1 year, with the Sixers looking that comfortable, playing alongside each other and having a flow to the offensive side and a flow to the defensive side of the game, and just incorporating a lot of the little things that can take this offense and make it elite, you know that in year 2 and even going forward in year 3 and 4, that it's only going to become more polished. And although the Sixers did go down in the playoffs last year, it was one of the toughest fought, hardest fought series that we have seen. And that's because Nick Nurse teams don't go out without trying. They don't go down without a fight. And last but not least, although this may sound harsh, this is the first season in Joel Embiid's career, other than his rookie year where the Sixers were awful and they only won 28 games and he only played 31 in his rookie season. This is the first year that he will not be playing with either Ben Simmons or Tobias Harris. And simply put, they were both liabilities. Yes, Tobias had his moments, Ben had his moments, but Joel Embiid has had to deal with something that no other superstar in this league has had to deal with, and that is complete liabilities next to him that not only don't contribute to the overall success of the team on one side of the ball, but they also draw more attention to Joel Embiid. They also put more pressure on him by not doing the necessary things that help this team win. Without Tobias Harris, without Ben Simmons. And again, going back a couple years, right? When is the last time we can say the Sixers had a successful bench? Not only does he have 2 reliant co-stars now, but he has an actual team. This has been by far the best roster construction that this team has had in a very long time. We go back to this graphic here on the Philly Take with RB Instagram page. Be sure to go check it out. But look at this depth chart, man. I mean, this team is much better situated in position, not perfect yet, but much better position to go out there and win a lot of games. You bring in Paul George, but you also bring in Caleb Martin, a gritty role player who can do a little bit of a lot, a guy who has performed well in the playoffs in recent years for Miami. Then you have Kelly Oubre Jr., who elevated himself and really solidified being a perfect role player for this team last year, hitting shots, bringing that swagger, being able to defend the perimeter, etc. You have vets like Kyle Lowry and Eric Gordon. You have the most reliant backup center, the most valuable backup center that Joel Embiid has had in his entire career returning to Philadelphia in Andre Drummond. And you have some of these young pieces who have showed a lot of potential. There's absolutely no reason that this team can't go out there and be successful this season. This has been a masterful job by the front office this season. They finally got it right when it comes to building a roster. And again, they still have more ammunition, more firepower to go out there and make an in-season trade. They've already positioned and set themselves up to do that with certain contractual things. So this team knows where they want to go. It looks like they're actually willing to spend for once and go over the ledge and do what it takes to make this team successful come playoff time. But at the end of the day, they finally do not have $30 and $40 million players who are going to hurt the overall success of the team more than they are going to help it. And it's sad because, a guy like Tobias was a good guy. He was a good guy in the locker room, but he just could not get the job done. He couldn't be the third or even the second option when you asked him to be. And we know what the whole Ben Simmons case was. I mean, it's just a sad story at this point. But overall, I am super pumped to see what the Philadelphia 76ers can do this season. I believe that this is going to be the year. If there's any year, it's going to be this one. What do you think the Sixers are going to do this season? Give me your thoughts down below. Shout out to BetUS for sponsoring today's show. And as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. That being said, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.